Let's talk about this U.S. men's national team.
Oh, God.
Because,
This is what I've been waiting for. All right.
Oh, yeah, the bots are not happy, Noah. It's tough. So U.S. is playing in Copa America right now, obviously, and they won their first group stage game 2-0 against Bolivia. Looked pretty good. Probably could have won the game by more. Looked like a pretty one-sided game to me. Had Panama next, which is Panama is like a mid-level CONCACAF team that the U.S. has played a lot of times. And, you know, anytime you're playing a CONCACAF opponent, nothing is ever a given. But with the level of talent that we have now on this team, you would expect the U.S. to be able to handle Panama. Not the case. Not only did they not tie the game, a 2-1 L to Panama in the group stage of Copa America, and now everything is on the ropes. Basically, Panama is expected to beat Bolivia, who Bolivia looked pretty overmatched so far in the Copa. So I think you have to assume that Panama is going to beat Bolivia. And if that happens, then correct me if I'm wrong, but then we have to beat Uruguay. We can't tie. We need to beat Uruguay, which they're one of the best teams in the world. So everything just feels like it's teetering right now. And let's talk about the game real quick, like how this L happened. So the U.S. came out on the front foot. They had a goal get taken off by VAR, but like that was like Tim Ream was just barely offside, and it was that we were playing pretty well. Okay, and then Tim Weah really early in the game, in like the 21st minute or whatever, gets one of the dumbest fucking red cards that you can possibly get. Okay, like he got baited into it. The guy was messing with him, and he basically punched him in the head, which he correctly got sent off and also suspended 2 additional games, rightfully, for that. Dude, you can't do it, man. You can't do it. Like, you have to be able to maintain your composure and not take the bait in that scenario. That is, it's inexcusable. And, you know, I guess it got me thinking about another question, which is that is Tim Weah good? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying he's necessarily not good, but, you know, when I look at it, like, I feel like he's been a pretty mid player at the club level. And when I look at what he's done for the U.S., he's been pretty good at times, I would say, but he's definitely not been like super amazing. And he pissed me off so bad with this. Like, we probably win that game, I think, if it keeps going how it had been going. If he doesn't get that red card, we still almost pulled off the tie, and then they scored the game winner like right at the end in like the 83rd minute or whatever. It's just like the principle of it, you know? Like, you need, like I said, you need to be able to keep your head in that situation. I wanted to talk about, you know, what this means for Greg Berhalter, because I think that's obviously always a hot button issue. But really, like, so I think I mostly blame the player in that situation. But I think there is a percentage of the blame that does go on the coach. I don't know what he told the team before the game, but if you're the coach in this situation, one of the main things that you need to be hammering into these guys' heads, which is they are going to try and mess with you. They are going to try and bait you into doing something stupid that will get you sent off. That is one of their main objectives in this game. You cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, take that bait and get yourself sent off and put us down a man for any part of this game. Like, that is one of the number one things that you need to be cognizant of and aware of. So I don't know if he did that messaging and Tim Weah just ignored it, which, you know, if that's the case, then
good luck, buddy.
And, you know, it's I do think it's mostly the player's fault, but if the players are disregarding what you're saying, that's not good either. So I do blame both of them. And, you know, we're in real danger right now of crashing out in the group stage of this tournament. And a lot of pundits have said if that happens, Berhalter is probably getting fired. I think that's decently likely that would actually happen. Like, especially when you factor in just the circumstances of it, with just a terrible lack of discipline, and really you would be blowing one of your biggest opportunity to play high level games in a high level tournament before you host the World Cup. I mean, I think it's it's real. It's on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a report that said that U.S. Soccer's not going to let him go, even if they do bomb out, which I think is even funnier to me. I'm in this tournament for the most chaos, I think. I'm just like, at this point, man, I can't take the bots. I can't. But what a dumb play. I'm sorry. Like, I understand that he is retaliating because of the play on Matt Turner, and I understand that, like,
the guy was messing with him.
But yeah, it's like, dude, we created this country. You know that they're gonna fuck with you. Like, yeah, it's like, I actually agree with you. I think that Greg Berhalter did a terrible job at actually preparing them for this game. Also, how many times have they played Panama? Like, they're in CONCACAF.
You know how this goes, man.
Yeah,
and it's happened before too, with this team.
Yeah.
There's, like, remember the Serginho Dest red card in Nations League? Same idea. Like, you have to be able to like keep your cool in those situations. That's part of the job when you're playing these CONCACAF teams. Like, the fact that this has happened multiple times and that it happened in a Copa game, it's ridiculous, man. It's not, like, acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to say. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something super controversial, but, like,
Say it.
Jordan Morris doesn't get sent off there. But on a serious note, these players are playing at a really high level, or they're playing in leagues that are honestly just less physical than any of the CONCACAF nations, MLS
We're just
included.
less
Shithousery,
crazy
yeah.
shithousery, yeah.
Like, I understand that, like, this team against fucking England, which actually not, but, like, this team theoretically on paper against England that's like the type of soccer you want to compete. You know, it's real soccer. Buddy, you play in CONCACAF. Like, what do you expect to happen? You're playing CONMEBOL teams too. Like, there's shithousery there too. Like, I think it's funny that there's, like, literally no MLS players on this roster when sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need someone who's like, oh yeah, I played in CCO. Like, I had to go down to Mexico and, like, I got a bottle thrown in my head and my entire ankle got ripped off by a stud. Like, but I'm still up here playing, you know? I don't know. That's my hot take. Like, I think that I'm sure some stupid bot would call them soft or something, which I don't think is the case. I just think that this is a different level of soccer than they're used to playing at, but for better or for worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the worst red cards I've ever seen. We play Uruguay on July 1st, so I guess the last question I wanted to talk about was, do you think that we can beat Uruguay if it comes to it? I don't.
No.
I don't. I think, I don't trust this team at all to pull that off. No. I mean, Uruguay is so good. It's just, I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, I still think that this team has a lot of talent, more talent than it's ever had in the player pool, and I still really believe in the upside of a lot of these guys. Sometimes it's just like when with a moment like that and a game like that, it's like, where's your head at? Like, it makes no sense. Are you thinking? Like, are you present in this moment? Like, what is going on?
Also, calm down, bro. You're in Arlington, Texas. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, you're at home. You have all of your fans behind you. Yes, they took a shot at your keeper. Yes, they injured him. All right. Blow them off the field. You have the opportunity to actually do what you're there to do, embarrass them, and they just still couldn't even do it. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it, Ari.
It's crazy, man.